Hello everyone, my name is George and I'm from GB Pharmacist. So here I put together a quick MCQ top tips presentation that I formulated off the back of undertaking many of these examinations throughout my pharmacy career, and also formulating some papers and examinations for students and pharmacists coming through. So my background is in pharmacy, but multiple choice examinations are not just in pharmacy. They're in all of healthcare. They're also in other college and university degrees. A top tip for me in going through all of my studies was exam technique and how to attack and approach these examinations. So here I want to take you through my top tips of how to excel and succeed in multiple choice question examinations. So, as I said, so I have my website and my Instagram on here if you have any other questions around this, but multiple choice examination support. So, my first top tip, know what the question is asking and read the question. So this is a top reason why people get the answers wrong to these questions is they don't read the question. It's an easy trap to fall into. As we'll see in a few minutes, some of the wording is confusing. There's double negatives. It is an exam situation. So the likelihood that you're going to be stressed, under pressure, nervous is high. So a little acronym I always write down before I go into the examinations is read the effing question. How can you answer the question if you don't know what you're being asked? If you don't understand what the question is asking you? Remember, the right answer to a wrong question is still a wrong answer. So understanding the question is key. It's fundamental. And reading it, underlining it, which we'll come on to as a technique, will really help you to relax, understand it, and answer it. Next one. So it's multiple choice. You get given some answers. Evaluate those answers. Was it what you was expecting? After you've correctly understood what the question is, you will have some answers fly into your head. Do a quick evaluation of those answers. They're often the types of the answers that are given to you will obviously allow you to understand if the question is right. If you are surprised by any of the answers, maybe reread the question. Maybe you haven't understood it fully. Or maybe you have, and there's one red herring that shouldn't be in there. Eliminate that one. If there is that one that's just out of sync, it doesn't fit in with the question, eliminate it. That reduces the odds now, right? So if you've got 4, you've now got 3. Eliminate that one. Again, read it back through to make sure you're understanding what the question is asking you. Eliminate the wrong answer. Increase your odds of getting that answer right. Pace yourself. So these questions, these examinations are timed. There, you could have 120 questions in 2 hours or in 90 minutes, so less than a minute a question. That is stressful, which is why pacing yourself. Don't spend too long on one question. It's 1 mark. But having that pace, if you don't know it, that's fine. But pace yourself. Don't spend too long on one question. It's okay. If you don't know that answer, move on. Return. Again, one question, one answer, time pressured. Read the question, understand it. Don't know the answer straight away, move on. Maybe put a mark by it. Maybe put you thinking, I might think it's this one. Circle this one. It might be this one. Then when you come back to it, it might jog your memory. You might be doing the next question, it might follow on. It might re-jog your memory back. So don't spend too long on the question. If you don't know the answer, move on. You can answer it at the end. Also, trust your instincts. Like we said, you get given these answers. And when you're reading that question, you might, oh, it might be this, or I've read this one somewhere. So when you look at the answers, one of them is right. So it might jog your memory. You might have read it here. You might have heard someone say this. Educated guesses, attempt it, deduce the right answer is often better than leaving it blank. However, a caveat to this is that if your exam is negatively marked, as i.e. you get the answer wrong, you get 1 mark taken off, but you get it right, you get a positive mark. be careful in these situations. Maybe that educated guess isn't the best idea, but 90% of the time, they're not negatively marked. Have a guess. You've got the answer in front of you. You have a 1 in 4, 1 in 5, whatever the odds are. Okay? But deduce that answer. Trust your instincts. You have that gut feeling, right? Watch out for wording. So I mentioned this briefly at the start, but look for the wording. So the questions aren't set up for you to trip up. Everyone is on your side. However, the questions can be coyly worded. So the words not uncommon, not infrequent are double negatives, therefore meaning often. So not uncommon means something that is common, not infrequent, something that is frequent. If you're missing that key bit of information out, like we said at the start, in reading what the question is asking you, your answer would be different. It would be the 180-degree answer, right? Also, word answers and questions that contain always or never, these are definitive words. So there's a less likely to be correct. There's less likely for them to have that room of answer. Whereas a statement that says may or might is less definitive. Therefore, it's more likely to be correct. Not saying they're always correct, but there's more likely that they're correct. Also, the words, the word beware of wording. It's like usually there might be an option that gives it correct, but it might be rare. So there might be two, in terms of a pharmacy mind, there might be two side effects of a medicine. They both are side effects, but one is more common. Therefore, that would be the right answer. Even though the other one is a side effect, it's not as common. So therefore, usually would mean the more common answer, right? So just be aware of that. It might not be typical. Again, and understand what the question is asking you allows you to understand how to answer that question, whether it's the positive or the negative of the question. Also, there's other words, like intermediate words, characteristically, mostly, sometimes. Again, these are less definitive. So the answer could be a couple of things because both of them might relate to the question, but one of them is more likely. One of them has a higher frequency with them. Does that make sense? Also, underlining these words. So read the question, underline the words that are key, the double negatives, the intermediate words, the ones that are less, more likely. This will help you to remember, also to highlight that brain pattern of highlighting what it is, and when you look at the answers, it's the most unlikely or it's the most common. And it will just confirm that you're answering the question with the right tense. So underline them, highlight them. I know in exams you want to have a highlighter, but underline it, circle it, whatever it is that works for you. Whatever reminds you, do it. That's my top tips. So you've got this. Stay calm. It is an exam. You're going to be stressed. That's fine. You've done the preparation to get to this point. Relax. Read the question. Underline the bits that are key. Breathe. And can't see the question. Breathe. Read it. Take another breath. If you don't know the answer, move on. Answer the next question. If you do answer the question, then on to the next. Then you do the same thing. Breathe, read. Do you know the answer? If not, maybe put a note down, underline a little bit, move on. Periodically going through that exam, you will then pick up a bit more confidence as you're getting some of the questions. And then when you come back around to see that first question that you was like, oh my God, I didn't know what it is, you'll have a better mental state. Be able to attack it in a different way. You might have thought about something mid-exam that now correlates that answer as well. So that is all from me. I just wanted to put a really short video together for you. Hope you found the value in it. Comment whatever you need to do below, share it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram and I'll be happy to answer them. Best of luck in whatever your exam is that you have. I'll be happy to hear if this was positive for you or if you like any other exam orientated content. All the best, take care, and I look forward to hearing you smash your exam.